So, good afternoon, dear teachers and students. Welcome to our online lesson. Today I will be working with you, and my name is Ботакөз Абдрахманова. I am an English language teacher at Nazarbayev Intellectual School, Kokshetau. So how do you feel today? Do you feel happy? Are you sad, angry, sleepy, or bored? I hope you are fine. So to find out the topic of the lesson, look at the pictures and guess the topic. Find a partner and discuss in pairs. So how do you think? What is the topic of our lesson? I will give you 1 minute to discuss it in pairs. Okay, so what is the topic again? Okay, so great, famous people. So today in the course of the lesson you will identify, compare and analyze interesting facts about famous people. But before going further, I'd like to check, do you know the ABC well? And in your exercise books, create such a table with all the letters of the ABC. I will give you 2 minutes for that. As soon as you are ready with the table, please write down all the vocabulary you know relating to the topic of famous people. You may write more than one word for each letter. First, work on your own. Again, I will give you maybe 5 minutes for this task. Now please find a partner and share the words you have. So using the vocabulary you have just written in the table, share your ideas in pairs about famous people you like. Great job, excellent. Now please discuss in pairs and tell me please, what famous people from Kazakhstan do you admire most and explain why. Again, I will give you 5 minutes to discuss. So now I would like to introduce some famous people to you. Do you know these people? I think you know them. So the first is Pablo Picasso and the second is William Shakespeare. So in your exercise books, create such a table and know. The first column, the second column is want to know and the third is learned. Find a partner. Student A will write all the information about William Shakespeare and student B will write the information about Pablo Picasso. Before reading, fill in the table know. So what do you know about Picasso or Shakespeare at this point? And what you would like to know or want to know? After reading the text, you will fill in the last column, which is learned. So remember, student A works with William Shakespeare and student B is Pablo Picasso. Okay, so the text for the students A. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 and he grew up in Stratford-upon-Avon. He went to the King's New School while his dad was a mayor. He was the third child of 7 children and the oldest boy. He married Anne Hathaway in 1582 when he was 18 and she was 26. They had 3 children. He visited France. She lived in Stratford-upon-Avon while he lived in London. Shakespeare joined the Lord Chamberlain's company in 1590 and became part owner of the Global Theatre. He is often called England's national poet. He died on his birthday in 1616 and his plays were not published until 1622. So this was the text for the students A, and now you can go to the table and fill it in. So the next text is for student B. Pablo Picasso was born in 1881. He was a Spanish painter, a sculptor. His father was a painter. He was the only child in the family and he hated school. He spent most of his adult life in France. His first painting was done at the age of 9 and was called Le Picado. He usually painted from his imagination or memory. He was the creator of Cubism. His first major work was done at 15, called the First Communion. During the first decade of the 20th century, his style changed as he experimented with different theories, techniques, and ideas. So he is famous all over the world. He was married twice, and Pablo Picasso died on the 8th of April 1973 in France. So remember that this text was student B, and now student B can go to the table and fill it in. So as soon as you have done with the text, please share with your partner the information you have learned from the text. And again, accordingly, student A with the information on William Shakespeare and student B on the information of on Pablo Picasso. The columns are the same: know, want to know, and learned. So what have you learned so far? Great job, absolutely wow. Now please work in pairs and draw this scheme in your exercise books and find out what is similar and what is different about these two famous people. So look at these circles. The first circle is the information which is different. The second circle is the information which is the same, and the third is the information which is quite on the contrary different. So let's check. So different information is Spanish, hated school, the only child, married twice, and the painter. Same information. Famous, both of them were famous, both of them were celebrities, and they both visited France, and again they both were talented. And the different information. English, writer, the third child out of 7, and the 3 children. So read the passage again, and on your timeline, write down the major parts of Shakespeare's or Picasso's life. Depict this information in the timeline. So write dates for each event in time order from left to the right. Add details along the line. Student A works on Shakespeare and student B works on Picasso. Okay, so I will give you 3 minutes to do this task. Now please check your answers. So timeline for Shakespeare. The information in timeline, it looks like this. In 1564 he was born. In 1562 he married. In 1590 joined the company. In 1616 he died. Until 1622 works were not published. So the next timeline is for Picasso. In 1881 he was born. At 9 first painting, at 15 first major work. In the 20th century changed his style. In 1973 he died. So evaluate yourself according to the following descriptors. If you have 5 facts, then you achieved. If you found out major events, then you achieved. Okay, so please give feedback. What are your results? Share with your results. Well done. Okay, so stand up. Now a quick quiz. Stand up if you think the answers to the following questions are true. Remain seated if you think the answer is false. Record any true answers. Okay, so the first sentence. Shakespeare was born on the 3rd March 1971. Is this information true? Shakespeare died on his wife's birthday. He was born in Stratford-upon-Avon. He had 12 brothers and sisters. Pablo Picasso was born in 1881. Picasso married in 1582. Picasso usually painted from his pictures. Shakespeare had only one child. So please exchange your answers and check. So the first information, Shakespeare was born on the 3rd of March 1971. This information is false. Shakespeare died on his wife's birthday. False. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon. This information is true. Shakespeare had 12 brothers and sisters. False. Pablo Picasso was born in 1881. True. Picasso married in 1582. False. Picasso usually painted from his pictures. This information is false. And the last, Shakespeare had only one child. This information is false. Okay, so now speaking time. Please find a partner and interview your partner and ask 2 questions about being popular. So the first question is it good to be popular? Why? Think about advantages and disadvantages. The second question, do you read books of classics? How do you find them? Do you find them boring? Do you find them depressing? Or do you find them amazing? So before the interview, please look at the descriptors. You are going to be assessed against the following descriptors. If you speak for 30 seconds, then you achieve it. If the student support his or her ideas with evidence, then he achieved it. Okay, so I will give you 3 minutes for the interview. Okay, thanks for the interview. Now please, before coming to the end of the lesson, I'd like to everyone to call to the spotlight and please choose a volunteer, or maybe it might be a group, and ask 3 questions based around the lesson. And so during the questioning, the rest of the class mark down whether you agree or disagree with the statements. So, welcome volunteers. Thank you, great job. So tell me 3 things you have learned today. 3 things you have done well today. 3 things you would like to find out more about. 3 things you know that you didn't know before the lesson. This is an individual work. I will give you 5 minutes for this task, and work on your own and reflect on these questions. Okay, thank you. Can you give us your feedback, open class feedback? Please share your ideas. So, next comes the home assignment. So your home assignment is make a research about these famous people and create a brochure. But before going to your research, in class set criteria for assessment, how your brochure is going to be assessed. Think about the criteria and agree on them. Okay, so write down your home task. So, thank you very much for your attention. Welcome.